JoziMyBeginning is a competition that inspires communities to find solutions to their daily problems. With the R50 Million prize fund, the initiative aims to develop bright ideas from city residents that can benefit the public at large, improve their lives and create jobs. This is JoziMyBeginning. Coming up, we learn more about JoziMyBeginning as a competition and how it works. We see how a community is transforming barren land into parkland. We discover key insights into entrepreneurship through one of our mentors, and we chat to entrepreneur Kutua on the big interview. Hello, Dumelang, and welcome to season 1 of JoziMyBeginning. My name is Nolo Mokwena, and for the next half hour, I'll take you behind the scenes of the City of Joburg's Community Innovation Fund. If you'd like to keep in touch with us, you can do so through any one of our social media pages. That is JoziMyBeginning on Facebook, or you can tweet us your thoughts on Twitter at JoziMyBeginning. We would love to hear from you. With R50 million up for grabs, this show will take you behind the scenes and keep you up to date with the competition, the finalists' progress, and all things entrepreneurship. We recently caught up with the competition organizers to find out exactly what JoziMyBeginning is, what issues it aims to address, and what the entry process has been, which has led us to this point.
The CIF fund is basically designed so that Jozi at Work can respond to ideas that come directly from the communities themselves. The idea is that we encourage local innovation around problems that exist in various neighborhoods and communities and allow the citizens to pitch for the opportunity to be funded as a Jozi at Work project.
So we are looking for innovation, something that is out of the box, that is not provided at the moment by the city. The categories that we are going to use are the categories that the people or the residents of the city of Johannesburg receive services from. Typically energy, water, roads, parks, and those categories are going to give us the opportunity to identify experts either in the city or in the industry to assist us to look for innovation. The waste environment is also a category where the residents want to live in a clean environment, and there are many proposals how the communities can contribute to make use of the waste and then also to recycle the waste. In the ICT telecommunications category, we have got a few very interesting proposals where the residents would like to have better broadband access to bring the control back to the communities and that they can service their own environments. If we look at the roads and the transport side, the traffic congestion on the roads is an issue to the residents, so they are making proposals how to smooth out the roads to increase the traffic flow, but we are still looking also for innovation in that regard.
Right now we've got about 2,000 applications. So if you crunch the numbers, that means about 1 out of every 2,000 people in Joburg applied roughly, which is quite a widespread considering the complexity of the competition. Now, the screening process looks at a number of criteria that were actually approved by the mayoral committee when we designed the Community Innovation Fund, obviously under the leadership of the executive mayor. What those criteria are not just the innovation value, but the community impact value. So we're looking for things that are novel, either novel in themselves or novel approaches to existing problems. We're looking for things that do attack persistent problems. So we don't want necessarily something that's a problem for 10 people. We're looking to solve problems that are problems for, thousands or tens or hundreds of thousands of people to really make sure that the ideas that are being supported have maximum community impact.
Currently, we have 17 finalists in the JoziMyBeginning competition, so be sure to follow their progress as they hope to impact their communities with their bright ideas and innovations. Our social media page is a great source of help for entrepreneurs. We often share news, links, and other helpful articles that help you become better at what you do. The man behind our social media is Brandon. and here he is with our weekly hints and tips.
Hi, if you're not using social media for your business, you may want to reconsider. Twitter is the focus on this one, so I'll be discussing these Twitter tips from Entrepreneur magazine. Let's check them out. Firstly, customize your tweets. Avoid tweeting headlines and links only. Put a bit more effort into it by quoting others and sharing different types of content. You don't always have to tweet marketing messages. General around the office happenings are good too. Secondly, consider the time of day you're tweeting. There's no use in tweeting great content when your followers aren't online. Twitter has low traffic between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. and it's said that the best times are between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. but this may vary. So check out your analytics and find out when your followers are online. Next up, understand hashtags. Hashtags are great for starting and tracking conversations on Twitter. Remember to hashtag relevant words though. If enough people use your hashtag, it may just end up in the trending section on Twitter. Lastly, words and links are great, but think of better ways to engage your followers. Pictures and videos can be fun and informative, so consider those. So in short, customize your tweets, tweet at key times, learn and understand hashtags, and finally, back your tweets up with visuals. That's all for now. Remember to follow us on Facebook at JoziMyBeginning and on Twitter at JoziMyBeginning. Until next time, keep focused.
Remember to visit our website at www.JoziMyBeginning.co.za for all your competition information, the finalist progress, and the expert mentors guiding these entrepreneurs. Public parks have the capacity to add value to a community. They serve not only as recreational space, but can also represent Ubuntu and unity. We spoke to Regional Director Miki Pariachi as he told us how Region G is converting unused land into parks and how the residents of Bedford Park are busy turning this idea into a reality.
My name is Miki Pariachi and my title is Regional Director for Region G, City of Johannesburg. Region G consists of 16 wards and it starts from an area called Naturina. And it moves all the way down from Naturina to El Dorado Park, Lenasia South, Finetown, Annandale, and goes right to places called Kapok. And we end off in a place called Orange Farm. We started a program called Adopt a Spot, in which we then asked communities to wherever there was dumping that took place, we asked the local church, the local daycare centers, the NGOs that's within that particular vicinity to adopt a spot and take responsibility.
Bedford Park community and the people that live in the immediate area have got up and said, we are going to take responsibility for our area, we're going to keep it clean, we're going to keep it clean of crime and grime, and we're going to get involved.
We all got together and we started cleaning up. The public themselves started to clean out here.
People then took responsibility for this area, adopted it and started a process in which they engaged with communities, raised their own money, put in their own time, their own resources, and turned this from a dump into a real civic pride area. The commitment, the passion, and to change their own environment is a crucial component to this entire Adopt a Spot project.
The regional director made time to sit with us and explain to us the whole concept of how he gets involved with us. With the help of the council, we have achieved by having this grass cut. They used to cut it twice in 3 months. Now they're doing it every 30 days, which gives a more cleaner appearance to the place. Makes it more safer for the public.
It was like a bush here before, and people used to dump a lot of stuff here. And people, they can't even move because of crime also.
We here during the day, we keep an eye on it and we make sure the dumping is to the minimum.
You could see the community, the youth, the young and old, different race groups getting involved, creating one community where this becomes a central point, a meeting place for the community.
We have a netball court here. We're busy with the jungle gym. We have a volleyball court on the top. We have a little soccer field, a miniature soccer field, just to kick around in the afternoon. And this place gets very, very busy in the afternoon. There is more peace up here. You know, you can see the community getting together. People come out here on a Sunday, you know, with braais, and they play ball up here, and the children play in the park.
It's utilized over the weekend, soccer, young people running around in the area. It's a hype of activity. And when you see this, it brings a lot of joy about what communities and the city of Johannesburg can do in partnership to create a greater society.
Everybody benefits. Whether you live in the immediate vicinity or not, the park is open to everybody. And I think that passion and getting us out here this morning, it said to me, Councillor, get out there because you can copy this in any other area in the city of Johannesburg.
In Annandale as well, people are seeing this. In Lenasia, people are seeing this. So they were coming to these 3 or 4 leaders and saying, show us how it's done.
It's better, it's look better, it's not 100%, but we are going there.
Collaboration has the potential to empower communities in every aspect of life. And this is just one great example of what innovative thinking can do in creating a better city for all. Mentorship, entrepreneurial news and the big interview. All this and more coming your way on JoziMyBeginning. This is JoziMyBeginning, the show that takes you behind the scenes of the City of Johannesburg's Community Innovation Fund. If you'd like to access our hints and tips, general competition information, or would just love to interact with us, you can do so through any one of our social media pages. That is JoziMyBeginning on Facebook, or you can tweet us your thoughts at JoziMyBeginning on Twitter. We would love to hear from you. This year's JoziMyBeginning competition has a strong focus on mentorship. All our entrepreneurs are assigned expert mentors who help them in turning their ideas into reality. Next, we have Liz Dom, who will give us her first installment in insightful business advice that will make you a better entrepreneur.
Hello, and welcome to our series on designing and growing a strong and successful business. Let's get started by following up on our previous series discussing design basics. Before you get started with launching your product and business, you should be testing your concept as a prototype. Prototypes. Often a fully realized product with little room for change and tunnel vision testing. That's one surefire way to get things wrong. Luckily, we're here to help. Rough prototypes often spark richer conversations than fully realized designs. Why? Because they leave room for 1. Key discussions, 2. User-centered testing, and 3. Most importantly, multiple iterations. The concept of the minimum viable product, or MVP, has become near doctrine in the startup world. This build-to-learn philosophy integrates seamlessly with a human-centered design approach, leaving you with a product that will undoubtedly have a genuine impact on the gap in the market you're trying to address. We make use of tools such as a milk carton template, storyboarding, camera capturing, and interviews to create rough prototypes that are on track or easily adaptable. As you can see, a prototype needs to be flexible, adapting to user testing for quick iterations, which will lead to a final prototype, which is market ready. Don't get stuck in the details yet. This is what we call the iterative design process, something that you're never really finished with. You start by creating a product prototype, then testing it both internally and with potential users, gathering feedback, iterating upon and updating your idea. Test the updated version once more, and once you feel confident that your product is addressing user needs, you're set to launch. Even feedback received at this stage should be used to continue your prototyping and iteration process. For materials mentioned and more information, visit our website. You're now set to start diving into the logistics of solidifying your business. Thanks for watching.
Agriculture in Africa is a growing conversation. With $35 billion worth of imports annually and nearly 600 million hectares of unused land, this problem clearly needs a solution, and our next guests hope to change that reality. In our big interview, Apuna caught up with Kudzai, and this is what he had to say about changing agriculture in South Africa.
In studio, I have the founder of the Emerging Farmers Exchange, who will be sharing with us some entrepreneurial guidance. We have Kudzi. Welcome to the show, Kudzi.
Thank you very much for having me.
Kudzi, what exactly is the Emerging Farmers Exchange?
Emerging Farmers Exchange is basically an online platform for connecting buyers of agricultural produce with your emerging farmers that do not have access to market at this stage.
And how did you guys start? How did you get going?
We started off by winning a startup competition in Cape Town, Startup Night, and essentially the idea at the time was for a crop insurance product aimed at emerging farmers. But as time went on, we somewhat changed the model a bit to what we have now, which is the Emerging Farmers Exchange, which we also got recognized for at the Standard Bank Pathfinders by getting first prize as well.
And the Pathfinders Challenge is more of an incubation, am I correct?
Yes.
And with incubation, what are the pros and cons for startup companies?
Well, it has more pros than cons, but what I would say are the pros and cons for that is, first and foremost, you get access to training where you're mentored with regards to what you're trying to accomplish in your business, etc. You also get access to market, in that you find that, for example, a lot of entrepreneurs have great ideas, great innovations, and great products, but what they do not have for the most part is access to market. Who do I sell to? How much is this worth, etc. Which is where most businesses or startup ventures can actually, fail. So that's the other advantage of incubation. You get access to market. The other one, once everything is in place, and should you need or should you require it, you can also get access to funding. So those are basically what I would say are the three main advantages of incubation.
And can anyone approach an incubator, or do you have to be a big established entrepreneurship company?
Well, anyone can actually approach an incubator. It's all about finding the right incubator which matches what you're actually doing. And you don't have to be an established business or a big business at that point. For example, when we started off, or at the time we didn't have anything of note, any big product that had been built yet. Yeah.
And for the person who wants to start out in, say, a sector that you're in, but they don't have access to incubation spaces or pathfinders, how would you suggest that they get going?
Well, the best way to get going for someone that may not have access to those resources initially is just to find a problem and address it as best as you know how. Because at the end of the day, what matters is not, it's more about the problem that you're working on and the value that you're adding as you're trying to solve that problem. So once you find that problem, you just keep going. You may get to a stage where you probably won't need that incubation support. Yeah.
And you, at these incubation spaces, I'm sure you have to pitch yourself, sell yourself, and they obviously work on what you have. What tips can you give for somebody who now needs to present this idea that they have?
Practice, practice, practice. Because once you get to practice selling your idea into selling your concept or what you're involved in, that's how you get the buy-in of potential partners, your customers, investors, the whole works. So it's all about knowing your story inside and out, knowing your business, knowing what you're doing, knowing the problem that you're trying to solve. And the more you practice presenting it and talking about it, the better you get at it. Yeah.
And does that mean you have to be a good speaker, or is there other elements that you can put in with that?
Well, being a good speaker is an advantage, which is why you'd probably want to work in a team where if speaking is not really your forte, you can then have someone within the team who's good at speaking or communicating ideas effectively. So at the end of the day, it's about getting that right balance and match going on.
Oh, thank you so much, Kudzi. Definitely in my own space, in my own entrepreneurial space, I won't give up when the challenges come. So thank you so much for your advice and your encouragement.
Thank you, my pleasure.
That's all from me, Puno Silisho, right here on The Big Interview.
Jozi is known as the business capital of South Africa, so it is only natural that it be buzzing with entrepreneurs and innovative startups. Here at JoziMyBeginning, we like to keep you up to date with what is happening in the city. So up next, with the city's latest news, is Puno Silisho.
In headlines today, Wits launches Timologo Incubator, Jozi prepares for the 3rd annual Sustainability Summit, and Green Innovator leads the way into Africa's top 10. Hello, I'm Puno with this week's JoziMyBeginning news. Jozi will soon be home to yet another state-of-the-art space for innovators. The Timologo Incubator, launched by the Wits University, is expected to be operational as of later this year. Head of the incubator, Professor Barry Dolatsky, shared his excitement at the launch of the groundbreaking initiative. The incubator will house designers, programmers and developers, and entrepreneurs alike. Remaining in the city of Johannesburg, the 3rd annual Sustainability Summit has officially opened registration to the public. The summit, which aims to help business leaders build resilience into their enterprises, will take place on the 27th and 28th of September this year and will be hosted at the Johannesburg Securities Exchange. To find out more about the summit, visit blankcanvas.co.za. And lastly, staying in sustainability and green economy, Andre Nall, the founder of Green Tower, an off-grid solar power solution, is a finalist for the Innovation Prize for Africa, a flagship program by the African Innovation Foundation. His enterprise, which is incubated by the Climate Innovation Centre South Africa, a green initiative by the Innovation Hub in Pretoria, provides up to 90% of savings for individual households through solar power innovation. Congratulations, Andre, for providing us with a truly green solution for the future. That's the news for this week. Remember to keep in touch with us through our social media pages or email us your news on info@jozimybeginning.co.za. From the news team, goodbye.
Next week, you don't want to miss the show, as our journey with the competition finalists continues. We'll talk all things JoziMyBeginning, get more insights from our mentors, and we'll hear from leading entrepreneurs in the big interview. Don't forget to connect with us on social media. We'd love to hear your thoughts and latest updates from your communities. That's all from the JoziMyBeginning team, and from me, Nolo Mokwena, I'll see you next week. Goodbye.